5 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Thursday morning. Nice looking Thursday, huh? Every Thursday. We just finished the Veterans Show. I love the Veterans Show. They bring such a great program to these airwaves. And they're always so nice. They always bring in these goodies. What did they bring in today, Robin?
Oh, they brought in donuts and cookies.
Donuts and cookies.
Yep. And
so they don't really eat them. They leave them out there. And
yep,
so then when we get out of the studio, guess what's waiting for us?
Yep, donuts, cookies,
yeah,
Danish,
I know.
Coffee cake, all that good stuff.
And we have so many conversations about what do you do to lose weight? What do you do to resist? Should you never eat any more potatoes and that kind of thing? Or any more cookies?
Uh-huh.
Dr. Jean Kristeller is on the phone, and she has a book. And I like the title of this, but I'm going to have a hard time after I walk out of the studio. The book is called The Joy of Half a Cookie, Using Mindfulness to Lose Weight and End the Struggle with Food. See, this, when she's on the air, just a second, I'm going to tell her a story from when I was a kid. Uh-huh. She is the professor emeriti of psychology at Indiana State University. She's the creator of the NIH, Robin?
Yes.
NIH-funded mindfulness-based eating awareness training. She's a contributor to Self Magazine, Red Book Magazine, NPR's The Salt, the Boston Globe, the Baltimore Sun, and her book again is called The Joy of Half a Cookie. Dr. Jean Kristeller, good morning, ma'am. How are you?
Good morning. I'm glad to be on, and I'm hearing your struggle.
Oh, yeah. And where are you calling from?
I'm in Terre Haute, Indiana.
Oh, Indiana. Okay. How's the weather in Indiana?
Well, as we're finally getting a little warming here.
Oh, good.
Last bits of snow I can see.
So I want to tell you when I was a kid. When I was a kid, my mother had a rule. She would buy these cookies. Now, she didn't say we could only have a half. But we'd come home from school, and she said you can only have 5 cookies because there was 5 kids. Mm-hmm. So she didn't want to be going broke feeding us all cookies. So we were allowed to take 5. And when I'd come home from school, I'd get a glass of iced tea. I'd grab my 5 sugar cookies and go up to my bedroom and do whatever I did, okay? And I wish I still had that discipline now. I don't have that discipline to look at the portion and say, okay, that's all I'm going to eat.
Okay.
But that's what you're talking about, right?
It was pretty generous, actually.
Oh, 5 cookies?
You each got 5 cookies?
5 cookies, yes.
Wow. Yeah, my mom wasn't quite that generous. It probably would have been 2.
2 cookies. Oh, wow. Okay.
Struggled with it. Because I wanted the 5. Part of where this comes from is that, indeed, if you came home from school and you'd had a really active day, you might have been really hungry. And that was perfectly reasonable amount for you if you had a little while to wait till dinner. But often what we do is we just eat what's in front of us. I'm not talking about one of these little cookies or if you're starving. I'm talking about one of those big 4-inch ones.
Oh, that's a good half cookie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm also talking about just not eating it just because it's there. In truth, one of the ways when I talk to people and I ask them, how do you know when to stop eating? They basically say when the food is gone and my plate is empty.
Yeah.
The Clean Plate Club.
Yeah.
Right. And, I work with people with really pretty serious issues around overeating, but I also work with people we're all eat mindlessly at times, who just would say, that's I don't have a weight problem particularly, but that's how I decide when to stop. In truth, we get all kinds of, this is about tuning in to what I call the wisdom of the body. And in particular, if you're eating, are you hungry or not? It may be that when you go out to that break room, you're hungry. You perhaps had breakfast hours ago, and go ahead and have a donut, but probably not 4 or 5. But the cookie, our taste buds actually are the quickest, most powerful feedback we have when we've had enough. If we're hungrier, it takes longer for our taste buds to actually saturate. If the food is truly gourmet food, it may take longer too. But often, in fact, our taste buds get tired.
Oh, that's true.
Taste.
Do you know how I can relate to this? When I haven't eaten in hours and it's finally time for lunch, I'll have the first bite of a sandwich. Oh, that is so good. And then I'm already thinking when I'm done with this one, I'm going to make another one. But that second one never tastes as good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And so to tune into that, to not eat past that point where you're getting enjoyment from the food. We're programmed to be able to do that because indeed in, our past it may have been we had to eat whatever was there in front of us. But that isn't the case anymore. And so really tuning in, and as I talk to people I work with often, I say, you're trying to keep your weight under control or to lose weight. How come you're eating things you're not even enjoying?
That's a really good question. I used to think the same thing with cigars. I used to smoke cigars, no more. But I would like the first few puffs were actually enjoyable. And I would say, why am I continuing? After the first few puffs, it's really not enjoyable anymore. So why do I do the whole cigar? I used to think the same thing about cigars.
Oh, cool. Yeah. That sounds like a great example.
And another way I can relate to this is in the buffet. Because you go to a buffet and you get a plate of food and then you go get another plate of food. And I'll say to Robin, how come at a normal restaurant that's not a buffet, one plate seems to be enough?
Yeah. And believe it or not, I actually, there's all kinds of practices and exercises around this with food in the book. And I call it the culminating practice, is actually taking what you've learned about how to eat mindfully and going to a buffet.
Oh, that's hard. That's hard to do, isn't it?
I'm really scared of this. When I'm doing this, like in a group, in a program, I've learned I have to give them at least 2 weeks to do it. They come in with all kinds of excuses. But what they find when they know how to tune in to their taste, tune into their fullness feelings, they go to the buffet with an entirely different mindset. They go in order to get little tastes of lots of food, rather than big servings of lots of food.
Okay,
and
that makes sense.
Enjoying it more, and not walking out feeling like they couldn't possibly practically move.
Oh, that is a really good idea. So next time I go to the buffet, I'm going to do that.
How do you help your children? Because you see children now that are in elementary school, and they seem to have a little more girth than the children when my children were in school. Yeah.
And I think, it's partly looking at the messages you're giving. Looking at the message of you have to clean your plate versus asking, are you still hungry? How hungry are you before you put the food on the plate? Maybe they had those 5 cookies an hour earlier. And you know what? They can eat half as much as they might otherwise eat, and that's perfectly normal and appropriate. To give that message, to sort of start them tuning in to feeling hungry, feeling full. Are you still enjoying it? And make it more of a positive message so that they don't get into that I want it all kind of mindset. Because all these days can translate into really large amounts of food.
And then on the opposite side of the coin, you've got people that are told by other people they're made to feel guilty or they're made to feel ashamed of themselves for the way they look, and then they go off the deep end and become anorexic.
Right. Or they become like really rigid dieters. We're still trying to understand the whole process of anorexia. It seems that it's partly mindset, obviously, but in less extreme versions, so many of the women I work with get into that all or nothing kind of mindset. They're either really, really being good, or they're going overboard, or they're guilty about every single bite of anything that actually tastes good to them.
Oh.
I love this conversation. This is common sense talk to me. All right, let's take a little break, and we'll be right back with Dr. Jean Kristeller.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. It'll be mostly sunny on this Thursday, breezy in the afternoon, high 67 to 71. And partly cloudy Thursday night, lows ranging from the mid and upper 40s in a few inland locations to 59 along the coast. For Friday, sunshine, some clouds, and pleasant, high 70 to 74. And for Saturday, partly sunny, high 72 to 76. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hi,
Hi, this is Becky at Hello Gorgeous Salon. Let's get rid of those sun-damaged ends and faded out color and get into something rich and vibrant. It's time to get that new look started. So call today and set up your appointment at Hello Gorgeous Salon, 351-5358. Hello Gorgeous is a certified Brazilian blowout salon. We can tame those locks, leaving your hair healthy and shiny with a Brazilian smoothing treatment. And whether you're going on a job interview or out on a date, your hands do a lot of talking. Manicures are a must. Hello Gorgeous is a full-service salon, so let us help you make a great first impression. Call us today to set your appointment at Hello Gorgeous. Our number is 352-351-5358. Again, that's 352-351-5358. Hello Gorgeous is conveniently located in the heart of downtown Ocala, right next to the historic Marion Theater. And don't forget, we also do men and children's cuts too.
Hello, gorgeous.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
All right, 17 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Dr. Jean Kristeller on the phone. We're talking about a common sense idea, I think, to lose weight or to have a better lifestyle. That's a better way to say that, I think. The Joy of Half a Cookie is the title of the book, using mindfulness to lose weight and eat the struggle with food. I like the fact that it's a large half a cookie, by the way.
I know that's the best. We've got a cookie maker in the mall here, and he makes big ones.
Oh yeah, we can have half one of them. That's a good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's huge. Oh wow. Yeah, or Donald Trump's huge. He's huge. So tell me about the book. Does the book help me with like the thoughts that I'll have? I mean, because a lot of times that's what it is. It's all about the thoughts.
Absolutely. And, it does. And, people think mindfulness is this really woo-woo kind of esoteric thing. But in truth, all it does is saying, slow down for a moment. Notice those thoughts. Notice what's pulling you. Notice that, you're not hungry, but somebody left a box of cookies out on the counter when you got home, and, you're just going for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the thoughts why don't you tell me what thoughts you think you might be pushing you?
Oh my gosh, I know my weak zones. Mm-hmm. I know exactly what my weak zones are. My weak zones are, let's see, as soon as we get off the air, because we have all morning, we're on the air from 7 till noon. So
yeah, but you haven't eaten in
we
8 hours.
We haven't eaten, but there's temptation on the other side of that wall.
Right.
All right, so that's a weak spot. And the other weak spot for me is in the evening when I shouldn't be eating anything anymore. And I still have a few hours before I go to bed. That's my weak time. I go to the refrigerator and say, boy, I like that light. And something typically comes out, and then ends up with me at my computer. Yeah, those are my weak times.
Yeah. Well, you and lots of other people. So that's the first situation as you realize is that you haven't eaten for 5 hours.
Yeah, that is part of it. And yeah.
That I would say that is not, you're fighting a thought that actually makes a lot of sense, which is coming from I'm hungry and the food is there. And so then the question is, that doesn't sound actually how you're describing it is particularly good lunch food, though, right?
Yeah, right.
But you've lived this, though. You've really experienced this firsthand.
Yeah. But you can make a decision. You can say, I'm going to have a little less of the healthy lunch, and I'm going to have a donut. Or I'm going to have...
I like that. I like that approach.
That's out there.
Dr.
Or that's going to be my dessert after I have my lunch.
Dr. Jean Kristeller is our guest. Doctor, we have a phone call coming in. Let me put the caller on with you. Good morning. Thank you for waiting. By the way, you're on with Dr. Kristeller.
Yes, good morning. For those of you that like those hash browns that McDonald's serves, the little square hash browns in the frozen food case at the supermarket, you can pop them in your toaster and you don't get all the grease that's McDonald's.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So thank
good
you.
Idea. Thank you.
Yeah, because can I say to that because what we also work with is what we call, I mentioned the inner wisdom, the tuning into your body, but we also talk about outer wisdom. In other words, not just falling into that good food, bad food, or, oh my God, I can't eat that because it has 20 more calories than something else, really. But the caller is pointing out that you may really like a food and feel a little guilty about having it, but you might find a version of it that is actually definitely within that, safe range or that healthier range, and check that out and enjoy it.
We have another phone call. Good morning. You're on the air. Thank you for calling.
Good morning, Doctor. I can't wait to get your book. I've noticed that lots of times when I think I'm hungry, I'm really thirsty. So I focus on having a special glass that I fill with some good water, and I have that, and then I feel full, and I'm also trying that before going out to have something to eat, or making sure that I'm drinking enough water during the day, and even like Larry's, at night, I do that at night, and I find that really helps. What do you think about that? Thank you.
Yeah. And tuning in, am I hungry or am I thirsty? Oh, and the other one, which people may resonate to, am I hungry or am I bored? Do I just want something to do?
Yeah, that's true too. Boy, you're hitting it on the head for me. I think it makes so much sense to the way you're approaching it. So the book will help me kind of organize my thoughts and get me on the right track?
Yeah, and to try out different things. It's got some, like I said, some mindful eating practices. It actually has a link into my website, which it lets you download some of the guided meditations and guided eating practice. And once you've done those, then you can feel a little more confident in doing some of the other practices in the book, which are with more challenging foods. It gets increasingly challenging. So I don't necessarily suggest people start with a cookie.
No, that wouldn't be good. That wouldn't be good.
Sometimes people will eat the basic 3 meals a day, and other people will eat 6 or 7 times a day, but tiny portions. Is this a good idea, or does each person have to find out what works for them?
That, again, that's where the inner wisdom, outer wisdom combine. What pattern works for you? Some people like one larger meal and several smaller, more snack-like meals. But what works for you that gives you the energy, doesn't leave you feeling sort of dragged out from eating too much or having too much sugar? And tune into your body, because you're the one who can, when you tune in, you're the only one who can actually know what some of those messages are.
Yeah. Lifestyle is what everybody talks about now. Everybody says, don't do diet, do lifestyle. And I think when they say that, it makes sense, but you have to have a practical approach to that. And I think what you've said and what the callers have said actually makes sense.
Yeah, and there is a lot of information out there that is valuable. I mean, I work with folks where they're either obsessing about every little thing that they're putting in their mouths, or they're not paying attention to it at all. They're saying, I feel overwhelmed. I can't even look at this. There is value and nutritional information out there that we know so much more about what's good for our bodies now than, say, we did even 20 years ago, much less 50 years ago. And so that's good to pay attention to, but not to, the only kind of snack I can have is a healthy piece of fruit. Well, on occasion, maybe you can have something more, but not 6 servings of it.
You talk about meditation also, about how important it is just to sit down and enjoy your surroundings and breathe.
Yes. And that, again, this program is grounded in cultivating our ability to be mindful, and one of the most powerful ways to do that is sitting meditation. And it isn't you can work to be mindful without it, but it's going to come faster and feel easier if you actually try some of that. Just sitting, practice 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and learn how you can, by tuning into your breath, by just being in the moment, letting go of those other, what I call the chattering mind coming in, you can actually bring that quality of awareness, quality of enjoyment to whatever you're doing in your life, not just even more than the eating. So
I have to get a copy of the book and bring it to the cookie guy in the mall.
Yeah.
We the radio station is in the mall. We broadcast from the mall, and there's
Right.
one of our sponsors is actually the cookie guy in the mall. He sells these beautiful big cookies.
Huge.
Well, he sells
Yeah.
average sized cookies too.
Yeah.
But some of his cookies are the size of a pizza. So we'll have to get him a copy of your book, and then he'll have to put a big half cookie right with your book. The joy of half a cookie. I love the idea. And I think what I'm going to do is go to the buffet next time and say, okay, I'm not going back a second time. It's hard. That's hard to.
That'll be
I
hard
really-
for me.
Yeah.
But no, the first time through, you take little bites, just a few bites of what is calling you the most. Then you can do that because you know you can go back a second time and get a little bit more.
Oh, that is-
Oh, okay.
yeah, I like that. So you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't pile everything on
I got
your
a big
plate.
mouth.
You just take a
One
little
bite
bit
in
of
my
things
world
and
is
then go.
one bite in my world is a whole cookie to somebody else. I don't know.
So you take the 3 bites worth.
Well, this is a good learning tool for children too, because sometimes the parents make the plates for the children, and if they sit down at the table and just have the food there, the child can actually scoop the food out themselves, and then they can eat it. And then if they want to have seconds, they can have seconds instead of having a whole glob of food on their plate and not eating it, or made to feel
Right.
like they have to eat it.
Yes. Exactly. That's a really good point. Thank you for making.
Doctor, tell us if you have a website and how do we get the book?
So the website is www.mb for mindfulness based eat.com.
Okay, easy enough. Okay.
And the book is, you can get it on Amazon. It's Penguin Random House, so it should be available. Your local bookstores, and if they don't have it or they've run out, they'll definitely would reorder it. So it'd be great.
Well, it's a common sense approach, if you ask me, and so I'm going to give this a shot. I'm going to give this a shot. Dr. Jean Kristeller, thank you so much. Come back anytime.
You're welcome. I'd love to.
That was fun. All right, we'll be right back. This is WOCA.
Hi, this is Brad. I want to take a moment to talk about a serious issue. In the next 5 years, the aviation industry is projected to have a shortage of commercial pilots. Now is the time to start training. Ocala Flying Club has started a scholarship for the youth of Marion County ages 17 to 24. The club will donate up to $4,000 towards a pilot's license. This will help get the student on their way to obtaining their commercial pilot license. If this sounds like something you would be interested in, or if you know someone that would be, please contact Ocala Aviation Services, 861-7484.
Robin, let's try a little plant trivia. Name this nursery. It's a not-for-profit, and it teaches growing and caring for plants to their students.
Oh, that's easy. Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? It's a nursery conveniently located between Ocala and Bellevue.
Again, it's Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? A nursery with a wide variety of just what you need or want at the most reasonable prices.
Kenny's Place, of course.
Kenny's Place at 7677 Southeast 41st Court. Give them a call at 867-1213. It's a caring place for people and plants. It's Kenny's Place.
Check this out. New shows? Check. Check. Some new talent? Check. The same great sports talk?
I'm seeing it right now.
Wrong.
Wrong again? Wrong.
It's better.
There are so many great things going on in sports.
We gotta get it. From our mics.
Test.
To your ears.
The latest update we got is...
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. The first official visit by a U.S. president to Cuba since the 1920s is soon to take place.
The White House has determined that Cuba in the last year has improved its human rights record and is taking steps to open its doors more fully to American business. But critics, including Republican presidential candidate Ted Cruz, a Cuban American, argue that Cuba remains an oppressive regime.
Fox's John Decker. The White House says the trip will happen March 21st and 22nd, and that President Obama will meet with President Raul Castro. To stay or not to stay, the Brits will soon decide whether they should leave the EU.
Ahead of a referendum here in Britain on quitting the EU, British Prime Minister David Cameron attending a summit with the leaders of the other 27 member states to discuss a package of reforms he's proposing, covering issues ranging from immigration to economic governance.
Fox's Simon Owen. Fox News, we report, you decide.
For your best-looking lawn, Ace has the national brands and the local expertise you need. Right now, Scott's Turf Builder Bonus S Weed and Feed is just $20.99 after $2 instant savings. Stop by Ace today and get the lawn you've always wanted with Scott's Turf Builder Bonus S Weed and Feed. Now just $20.99 each, only at Ace.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace Rewards members get savings instantly in store. Offer valid now through 2/29 at participating stores. Covers 5,000 square feet, store stock only. See store for details. Limit 2.
Without automatic cloud backup, everything on your computer is at risk. From hackers, viruses, natural disasters, or even the occasional human error. Few things are as bad for business as downtime. So why take the risk? Get Carbonite Cloud Backup and protect all the files that keep your business or your home running smoothly. Start your free trial today at Carbonite.com. No credit card required. Use the offer code INFORMATION to get 2 free bonus months if you decide to buy. That's Carbonite.com. Offer code INFORMATION.
Check this out. New shows? Check. Check. Some new talent? Check. The same great sports talk?
I'm seeing it right now.
Wrong.
Wrong again?
Wrong. It's better.
There are so many great things going on in sports.
We gotta get it. From our mics.
Test.
To your ears.
The latest update we got is
awesome.
At Ameris Bank, we understand that there is no purchase more exciting than the purchase of a new home. We are dedicated to helping you find the mortgage that meets your needs and giving you the personal attention you deserve. Our mortgage options offer a variety of benefits, including up to 100% financing, down payment assistance, and expansive credit qualifications, all with the competitive rates and exceptional service. Call Ameris Bank today or visit amerisbank.com to learn more. We look forward to serving you.
Ameris Bank is an equal housing lender and member of FDIC, a loan subject to credit approval.
So have you heard the story of the Johnston twins? 2 boys separated at birth fated to meet again, not knowing they were twins. The unforgettable musical Blood Brothers ran for over 20 years on the London stage, and now you can see it at Ocala Civic Theater February 11th through March 6th. Call 352-236-2274 or buy online at okalacivictheater.com.
The Women's Veterans Health Fair will be happening on Saturday, February 20th from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the Ocala VA Clinic at the Cascades Office Complex at 1515 East Silver Springs Boulevard right here in Ocala. The Women's Veterans Health Fair. Don't miss it. If you'd like more information, give a call to 352-369-3320. That's 369-3320 for the Women's Veterans Health Fair at the Ocala VA Clinic in the Cascades, February 20th from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m.